Tenantech has an easy-to-use, secure, and completely legal electronic signature system built in. Today I'm going to show you how to use the system. It's very easy, and it starts with the View Forms screen. So if you don't know how to get to this screen, you should go back and watch some of our other training videos. This is the screen you'll arrive at when you've completed filling out all of your forms and documents. And if you have electronic signatures turned on, you'll see this Sign Electronically button right here up to the right above the forms. If you don't see this button and you do have the electronic signatures turned on through Tenantech, then let us know. It might be that you have a type of user that doesn't allow you to see that, or maybe it didn't get turned on. Just let us know. It's free and easy for us to turn that on for you. So once you have all of your documents ready, you click Sign Electronically, and it will bring up a screen where you're confirming the signers. I've done a very simple setup here with just one resident. This works with as many residents as you have in there. There's usually 6 signing places on each document. It's going to match up the residents with the signing areas on the documents. So automatically it's going to put Sam Tester, he's resident 1. In this case, he's the only resident. If you had other residents, in order, they would go into resident 2, 3, 4, etc. This is showing you which documents this particular signing area applies to. For the most part, you don't really need to pay attention to this, but if you have a lot of different documents in there, some from associations, some from yourself, some from maybe things to do with affordable housing, you might want to check that and just make sure everything looks good. Down at the bottom, if you want to add a signer, this is sometimes useful for co-signers or other times where someone is signing that isn't in the system at the moment. You can add that signer, click Add, and their name will add to this list, and you can pick them there. So once everything looks good, which it normally will just automatically by default, simply click Confirm Signers. And then you have a choice whether you're going to sign via email, which is the most common, or to sign now on this computer. So if you have the residents in front of you in your office and you want them to sign immediately on the computer, and you're able to hand the computer back and forth because it's a laptop or maybe you have a tablet, you'd click Yes, sign now on this computer. More commonly, you're going to click No, sign by sending email. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then all you have to do is put in the email address of the residence. If it has that already, it will put it into the email field here. I'm just going to copy and paste it into the retype email. If it didn't have it in there, just type it in both fields. We just want to make sure it's been entered correctly so there's no mistakes, because it's important, because they're going to have to get an email. Under date of birth, be sure you have their correct date of birth entered. This is simply a security check so that once they get the email, if it happens to go astray or someone else gets it, they wouldn't be able to get in and see those documents without having the date of birth. Here we can add a custom message to the email. You can type whatever you want here. You can also set, as it says here, you can set the default message that's going to appear by going to your property settings under miscellaneous. And in a lot of cases you can select who it's going to be from. Is it going to be from the property, or is it going to be from you as a user? And that'll just show up a little bit differently in the email. So once everything looks good, you just click Send Email down here at the bottom. And you're done for now. That's basically all you have to do. The emails will be sent out to the residents. It already has been sent out. The email link expires in 72 hours. You can have it resent, though, after that time if they haven't signed. And all 3 of these documents were sent out in a link, so they're going to get a link in the email, and we'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so now playing the part of the resident, they're going to receive the email. In this case, it's going to be from Beautiful Apartments, Oregon. The subject is Your signature is required on forms from Beautiful Apartments. So when they click the email, they're going to see just a simple little email. Dear Sam Tester, Scott Runkle has completed forms for your electronic signature. And then they're going to click this link. And this link is going to open up in their browser, and they're going to go through each form. They're going to sign the form and apply their signature one at a time. So we don't show them all the forms at once and have them sign the whole group of forms, because it could be 5, 10, 20, 30 forms. We make them go through each form individually, apply their signature to the form, and confirm their signature. This way we're as legal as we can be. But once they do that, you're going to receive an email that that person signed. And if you had more than one person on that signing, such as roommates or husband and wife, you would get an email each time a person signed. So it would say Sam Tester signed, then you'd get an email that Julie Tester signed, and once everybody is signed, you'll get an email telling you that it's your turn to sign, and you can click the link in that email, go into Tenatech, and start your signing. Once the resident clicks the link in the email they receive, they're going to come to this welcome and verification screen. This will work on a smartphone, a tablet, regular computer, however they want to get there. They put in their date of birth, that was the verification. Then it explains quickly how e-signing works. It's going to list all the forms that they're going to have to sign. You can also include forms that don't require a signature, that's fine. It will also include those, but they just won't have to sign them. They can review the forms before they sign, and then they can click continue. First they're going to put in the current date, and it's important that they put the current date and not their date of birth. If they tell you it's not working, chances are it's because they typed their date of birth. That's happened a few times. So then they have to type their name, and then they're going to sign their name. They can use the mouse, they can use their finger on a tablet, they can use a trackpad, whatever they have, it's going to work. They can also clear and re-sign if they want to. Then they're going to click they've read and agreed to the terms and click continue. Now what the system is doing is preparing each document one at a time for their signature. So we start with the satellite dish installation policy. They get to review the document. If it had more than one page, which it does, they can go through to the other pages. If everything looks good, they'll click Apply My Signature to this document. So this way, we have pretty good assurance that they've looked at each document. So next up, they're going to confirm the signature and continue to the next document. Next up is the pet agreement. So they're going to read that. It shows here in the little box, your signature will appear here and the date here. So then they're going to apply their signature to that one. It reloads with the signature in place. Confirm and continue. And they just go on through the rest of the document. In this case, we just have one more. And we'll apply our signature to that. And there it is. And then we'll confirm. And they're done. That's the last step for the residents. It only takes a couple of minutes, and they could do it from any computer. They don't have to come into the office. If they want, they can view and print the documents when they're done. And here we are at the dashboard where we can see that we have some documents that are waiting my signature. So you will get the emails, but if you go into Tenatech, you'll also see under Signing Documents on your dashboard, the little widget here. Down at the bottom, it will tell you documents that are awaiting resident signatures, which are ones where you've sent it out, but they haven't all signed yet. And it will tell you exactly how many signers are still pending. So this one has one signer pending, this one has one pending, but if there were, say, 3 or 4 people it would start out saying 4, then it would say 3 and 2 just over time as they're signing. They do expire, but you can go in and allow them to sign again by clicking this link and then clicking this resend email button. That will take you through sending the email again. What I'm going to do is go ahead and sign my documents. So up here it says documents are awaiting your signature, so those are for me to sign. So Sam Tester, he went through and signed his documents. Now it's my turn. I've got 3 forms. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then it's a process very similar to what the resident did. I'm just going to use my X here, not my real signature, of course, and I'm going to begin signing. This is really similar to how the resident signs, but we make it a little bit faster for the managers because we know you're already familiar with the documents. So you're still going to see each document one at a time, but when you click Apply My Signature, it's going to automatically apply and confirm and then take you to the next document. So it's going to refresh to the next document, and you'll be able to see Sam's signature and the signatures of any other residents on the forms as you go along. At the very end, you will also have an opportunity to look through the whole document and make sure everything looks good. before you finalize it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply to the last form. And now it's going to ask me to finalize. Be sure you don't skip this step. This is an important step because only when you finalize is it going to send out the email to all of those residents with their final signed documents. The email does not contain the documents directly. It contains another link which they can click, go in with their login, with their date of birth, and view, download, print, and save those documents however they need to. So here I've got to finalize. So I'm going to look through and make sure that both signatures are on all the documents, that everything looks good. The system also handles initials, so make sure those look good as well. It looks like all the signatures are there. And just real quick, I'm going to zoom in and show you what one of these signatures looks like. So here you can see the signature and then a little code. That's a tracking code into our database. Everything that's done during the e-sign, such as you're generating the forms, sending them out for signature, people clicking the link, people putting in their date of birth, signing every single document, all those little events are stored in our database as unique data points, and those can be referred to if need be. So that little code represents the signing on this document. It has their name, then it has the date and time in universal time, and you'll see this date might be different than your local time zone. So in this case I signed on March 11th, but universal time all over the world, it happens to be March 12th, just because that happens to be where my time zone is. And what's nice about that is if someone's on the East Coast, if they're in another country, we always know when they sign and we don't have to worry about local time zones. And then it has their IP address, so everything's tracked with their IP address. And with all this information, including the final page, which it's going to affirm and put onto the end, I'm going to finalize the document. You have a tremendous amount of evidence if you ever happen to go to court or need to prove that this person signed the form. So here's the finalized form. I'm going to scroll down to this last page, which it just added. And this is showing all the dates and times, the IP addresses, and all the things that happened. And all this information is also available in the signing log under document history. So if you need to get to this form later in the future, you can go to Residents, make sure you're on the resident, Sam Tester, and then click Document History. And you'll see that the form is here, and it will say Signed Document. It will also have the little e-sign icon next to it. And if we click View All, we can open that up, and we'll see our signed form. It's exactly the same PDF. And that's stored permanently on our secure cloud servers. So you can just leave it in there, you can print it, you can email it, and that's basically all there is to e-signing. Thank you.